c'est-à-dire que sa quête était déjà longue et ses réalisations déjà exceptionnelles dans le passé. Mais connaissant son inépuisable créativité scientifique, elles le seront au moins tout autant dans l'avenir. Parions qu'il réalisera son rêve de révolutionner les fondements de la mécanique quantique sur des bases de théorie de l'information. Le prestigieux prix Killam, qui est remis à ce titulaire d'une chaire de recherche du Canada depuis 2001, est un point culminant des reconnaissances qui lui ont été conférées au fil des ans. Les deux plus récentes étant un doctorat honoris causa de l'École polytechnique fédérale de Zurich en 2010 et la médaille d'or Gerhard Herzberg en sciences naturelles et en génie au Canada en 2009. Cela souligne assez bien la stature éminente de Gilles Brassard au Canada, mais aussi son rôle d'ambassadeur de l'excellence de notre science au plan international. Votre Excellence, Gilles Brassard.
Votre Excellence, Monsieur le juge en chef, Monsieur le vice-recteur, distingués invités, chers collègues et amis, Mesdames et Messieurs, je tiens tout d'abord à féliciter les 4 autres lauréats. Je suis fier d'être en si belle compagnie aujourd'hui. Et je suis aussi fier du fait que l'informatique soit enfin reconnue par le prix Killam en sciences naturelles, pour la première fois depuis un quart de siècle. Quantum mechanics is perhaps the most profound revolution ever to occur in our understanding of nature. While born with the 20th century, it appeared for many decades to be just a game, played by physicists strictly for the sake of advancing pure knowledge, without any impact on everyday life. And then, quantum mechanics gave birth to the transistor, which led to electronics, and society was transformed forever. The physicist's game ushered in the information age, which affects every aspect of our daily life. And now we are poised to experience a second quantum revolution, in which the full power of the quantum world will be unleashed in ways never before thought possible, transmitting and processing information with unconditional security and computers powerful beyond imagination. Le Canada est possiblement le meilleur pays au monde pour faire de la recherche en informatique quantique. Nous avons été la fine pointe depuis plus de 3 décennies. Et ceci est possible grâce à la présence de visionnaires tels que Isaac Killam, sans oublier son épouse Dorothy, qui ont compris l'importance de la recherche fondamentale alimentée par la curiosité pure. Je regrette de n'avoir jamais eu l'occasion de rencontrer cet extraordinaire philanthrope, bien que je sois né 107 jours avant son décès. Bien sûr, aucun succès ne vient seul. Je suis profondément reconnaissant à mes collègues et étudiants, dont plusieurs sont ici, incluant Charles Bennett, avec qui tellement de découvertes ont été faites, et Claude Crépeau, et tellement d'autres, je préfère ne pas en nommer plus pour ne pas... parce que je ne peux pas nommer tout le monde. Mais sans oublier, bien sûr, ma famille, mes amis, et particulièrement Sharon, qui est ici aujourd'hui malgré des embûches quasi insurmontables. Et je tiens à souligner le soutien indéfectible de l'Université de Montréal et du CRSNG depuis le début de ma carrière, and especially of CFAR. Thanks, Mel. When Canadian pure research is promoted, Canada benefits, and so does the world. Long live scientific inquiry, and long live the Killam legacy. Merci de tout cœur.
The next laureate will be presented by Dr. John Dirks, President and Scientific Director of the Garner Foundation.
Dr. Michael Hayden. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to have the honor of presenting Dr. Michael Hayden, Killam Professor of Medical Genetics at the University of British Columbia, for the 2011 Killam Prize in Health Sciences. Dr. Hayden grew up in South Africa, received his MB, CHB, and PhD degrees from the University of Cape Town, and trained in genetics and medicine at Groote Schuur Hospital in Cape Town. He furthered his clinical and research training at Harvard Medical School. In 1983, he was recruited to UBC for medical genetics and launched a truly outstanding career. He has been a hugely creative scientist, an astute clinician, a great visionary, an entrepreneur, and above all, a humanitarian and a great human being. As director of the Center of Molecular Medicine and Therapeutics at UBC, he has greatly advanced our understanding of both lipid disorders and Huntington's disease. Indeed, he has identified 10 important disease-carrying genes. To the patient, he developed and offered predictive genetic testing of intractable and fatal diseases like Huntington's disease. To help deal with adverse drug reactions, he pioneered the genomic network of drug safety. Michael Hayden has been at the forefront of innovation, taking his discoveries to the market by founding 3 successful biotechnology companies. While immersed in modern medical science, he has kept his heart and his mind open to humanitarian causes, establishing a community living project for youth with HIV/AIDS in the Cape Town Township. Michael Hayden has had a remarkable career and has made countless important contributions to our country and our world. Your Excellency, Dr. Michael Hayden.
Your Excellency, Honourable Chief Justice, members of the Diplomatic Corps, my fellow laureates, family and friends. I stand here tonight because I've been blessed to have this special opportunity to work and live in this great country. Growing up in South Africa, I could never have imagined being here this evening. I recognize the enormous debt to those pioneers from whom I have learned. And I'm particularly thrilled that the first awardee in Killam Prize in Health Sciences, Lou Siminovich, is here tonight, together with another pioneer who has inspired and provided such sorts of nourishment for me, Cal Stiller. Us Killam awardees work in totally different enterprises, but we share a common purpose, expanding the bounds of what is possible, and as what African philosophers say, adding to the stream of life. When I arrived in Canada in 1983, I was welcomed into this remarkable, ever-enlarging, inclusive circle and invited to drink from what our First Nations taught me to refer to as a common bowl, a bowl that has given incredible life support to my dreams. I'm deeply aware that my own success is built on the struggles and contributions of others, especially my students. Some of whom are here tonight, who believed me that there was no limit to what we could do together, who trusted me, that our real mission is not to conform to what others think, but to bring our own unique gifts and courage to our creative endeavors in the interest of humanity. They've given me this chance to shine. I'd also like to acknowledge the Canadian families that I've had the privilege to work with, families with genetic disease, who've shared their intimate stories with me, given me time, samples, financial support in all forms to move closer to some form of treatment. I refer to a family from Newfoundland that told me what it's like to live with a life without pain and is leading to new approaches and drugs for treatment of pain. I refer to the Huntington families in every part of this country that have told me about the pain they live with as they suffer the discrimination and hopelessness of living with this disease. And today, it's now recognized that the approaches to treatment for this may be treatments for Huntington's and other neurodegenerative disorders. And the family that had no cholesterol, that has allowed us to understand and discover how cholesterol gets out of cells, which is leading to new approaches to treating heart attacks and diabetes. I feel inextricably bound and grateful to these families and their hopes for a future with less illness. Their contribution will have impact worldwide. Finally, I want to acknowledge my own family, my wife, my four children, two of whom are here tonight, whose love, patience, and always necessary good humor have sustained me. They've been sources of inspiration and have kept me very grounded. Thank you, Your Excellency.
I would now like to invite Dr. Paul Young, Vice President, Research at the University of Toronto, to come to the podium.
Karen Rice. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to have the honour of presenting Dr. Karen Rice of the University of Toronto. Dr. Rice is a world leader in the study of Aboriginal languages, as well as the investigation of properties of sound systems and word formation within human languages. In addition to her role as a professor in the Department of Linguistics, she is also a Canada Research Chair in Linguistics and Aboriginal Studies, and she holds the title of University Professor, the highest honour our university bestows on its faculty members. Dr. Rice was also the first Director of Aboriginal Studies at the University of Toronto. Dr. Rice has spent the past 3 decades studying the Dene language of Canada's Northwest Territories and has been deeply engaged in maintaining and revitalizing this language. Particularly notable in this regard is her award-winning book, Grammar of Slavey, which is still used 2 decades after publication. Dr. Rice and her work have been critical in documenting one of Canada's living languages, an important element of our rich Aboriginal heritage. Her scholarship and engagement with Aboriginal community groups contributes to enriching a complex culture while enhancing a contemporary group identity. As a teacher at the University of Toronto since 1984, Dr. Rice has achieved a long record of dedication to education of students and is the recipient of distinguished teaching as well as research awards. Your Excellency, Karen Rice.
Your Excellency, Chief Justice, Ambassador, fellow laureates, family, friends, and guests. Many years ago, I was fortunate to be a member of the Killam panel, and I learned a little about the Killam Prize and the amazing gift that Dorothy Killam left our country. Little did I ever dream that day that I would be chosen for this remarkable prize. Since the prize was announced, I've received many congratulations, and it has provided an opportunity to reconnect with people who I have not been in touch with for some years. Thank you to the Killam Trust, the nominators at the University of Toronto, the letter writers, and the selection panel for making this possible. This prize has provided the opportunity to fund two things that matter to me. First, work on Aboriginal languages of Canada, and second, research for graduate students. I've been fortunate to be involved in work on Aboriginal languages of Canada for many years, and this has provided tremendous stimulation and satisfaction for me. In addition to this, and at least as important as that, has been the role that I've been fortunate to play in building Aboriginal studies at the University of Toronto. Aboriginal Studies was established in the early 1990s, and in that pretty short time, it's become a very strong and vibrant undergraduate program coupled with exciting community-based research. Through these opportunities, I've had the chance to work with extraordinary people and to build a program that has made a difference for students, to broaden the university in creating a more diverse faculty, staff, and student body. This has been a tremendous opportunity and contribution that I think I've been able to make. So I'd like to thank you for this honor and the honor it brings to linguistics and to recognizing the value of Aboriginal languages of Canada. I'd like to end with two important phrases that come up in Aboriginal studies. First, the words of our ancestors are our paths to the future. And second, working together to go the right way. Through listening to the past, building relationships, and working together, much can be accomplished. Masi Yanuwa and Miigwech.
The next laureate will be presented by Dr. Janice Ristock, Associate Vice President, Research and Innovation at the University of Manitoba. Latfala Shafai. Your Excellency, I'm honored to introduce Dr. Latfala Shafai. Dr. Shafai is acknowledged as one of the world's most innovative and outstanding antenna researchers. His groundbreaking research has led to a range of developments that are in wide use in the broadband wireless and satellite communications industries. Dr. Shafai joined the University of Manitoba's Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering in 1970 and attained the rank of professor in 1979. From 1989 to 1994, he held the position of the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council Industrial Research Chair in Applied Electromagnetics. He currently holds a prestigious Tier 1 Canada Research Chair in Applied Electromagnetics. Dr. Shafai pioneered the development of high-performance and miniaturized reflector antennas, and his research findings have been implemented in household satellite TV antennas throughout North America, Europe, and the Far East. The ability to broadcast from anywhere in the world via satellite phone systems was also developed by Dr. Shafai's team, giving broadcast journalists the unique opportunity to deliver live coverage from remote locations across all continents. Dr. Shafai's scholarly contributions include over 800 refereed publications, contributions to 10 books, and 13 patents. Many of Dr. Shafai's graduate students, who total 76 since 1973, have become leaders in their fields both nationally and internationally. In recent years, Dr. Shafai's work has also focused on the electromagnetic mapping of Arctic sea ice. His research team is providing critical data for understanding the effects of climate warming trends and more accurate predictions of the seasonal behavior of Arctic ice. The University of Manitoba is extremely proud of Dr. Shafai's significant accomplishments. His research into antenna and satellite technologies has put Canada in the forefront of developing new forms of communications. Your Excellency, Latfala Shafai.
Yeah, it's hard to fill the shoes of my other Killam Prize winners. As an engineer, I'm not a very good speaker. Your Excellency, Mr. Justice and Mr. Ambassador and distinguished guests, I would like to thank my nominators, the Killam Trust and Canada Council for the Arts, for this very special honor. I share this award with the many students and colleagues who have worked with me and continue to work in my field of applied electromagnetics. Applied electromagnetics deal with all phenomena involving waves and cover a very diverse area of application in science and engineering, including satellite and wireless communication, remote sensing and monitoring of man-made and natural environment, and industrial and medical imaging system. I was introduced to this area of research during my graduate study in the Faculty of Applied Sciences and Engineering at the University of Toronto. I was fortunate to meet dedicated professors who became my mentors in the practice of research excellence. I discovered the pioneering spirit of our country and the merit of teamwork and the excitement that comes from research and exploration of unknown. Most of all, I wanted my current contribution in science to help improve the quality of life in Canada and around the world. These values and principles guided me through my lifelong scientific research. Through teamwork, I conducted research which led to new advances, whether through enhanced connectivity by new satellite and wireless communication system, design of sensors to make buildings smart structures, and electromagnetic mapping to help in safer detection of landmines and biological anomalies. I wish to extend a heartfelt thanks to my family, my students, and the University of